What is up, motherfuckers? Drake Riggs and I on the WMMA Today podcast. Not a whole lot going down. We got the PFL recap. We got Bellator 261 recap. UFC Vegas recap. Nothing to preview this week, but we have only three fights to talk about. Good thing we have Twitter questions. Thank you to everybody who drops them. Love them. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, what have you, drop them here in the comment section. Drake and I will answer anything you want to talk about, MMA related or whatever. Let's go. Let's get this shit started. I'm feeling fucking like,
anxious.
Yep. The Pfl6 recap. Recap. As you can see there, Kayla Harrison beat Cindy Dandois by armbar in the first round. Not really surprising at all. Kind of how I think Drake gave her a little bit more. Cindy,
we both thought she'd make it to the second round, so we were close.
Yeah, that's true. We were close. But I mean, Kayla Harrison doing Kayla Harrison things, right?
Yep, pretty much. Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot to say. We pretty much, when we broke down the fight, it's a Kayla Harrison fight. Cindy's best chance to win this fight was on the ground, which we knew was not going to be the best area in this matchup in particular. She actually, when they first went to the ground, it looked like, all right, you could see the experience of Cindy like in the guard, and it was like, all right, things might get interesting here, but then Kayla just kind of overpowered and advanced right after that. So
it's going to be the problem in all of her fights. Like, she's so much stronger than all of these other women. She's so fucking strong. Like, did you see like her thighs and her legs, the size of her legs? Dude, she's huge. How she cut down to 145 for that fight in Invicta, which she won, by the way. And listen, I'm getting a lot of people saying shit about her not being able to cut 145. Motherfuckers, do you not pay attention? Kayla Harrison is actually cut to 145, and she won. She did Kayla Harrison things at 145. She can do it. She can fucking do it. So this bullshit with Kayla Harrison has to fight at 155. No, motherfuckers. She actually doesn't have to fight at 155. She fought at 145.
Round up Steve right off the bat, everybody. I love to see it. But that's funny. That is funny because I thought that narrative died already. Because
no,
it should be dead.
I don't know. I sent out a tweet saying that she's done or whatever with PFL. It's over. She should go to Bellator or the UFC or whatever. And I had people saying in the comment section they had no idea. They literally had no idea that she went to Invicta and fought at 145 last year. That was in November of last year.
Yeah, that was not too long ago. So, yeah, that's I think the problem, kind of been the problem is, I mean, obviously paying attention, but like it goes back to the level of competition thing and people not being interested as much at this point. Like last week, we were like just not feeling it. We knew all the outcomes for the most part. There's one we'll get to, but
literally forgot that it was on. That's two PFL events. Like when I send those tweets, I'm fucking dead serious. I forgot that it was on. And Kayla Harrison is amazing. And I forgot that the card was on TV that night until it hit me. Shit, PFL is coming on in like 20 minutes.
Yeah, I think And that's obviously showing, if you're still getting responses from people about not being able to make 145, all that kind of thing. But
yeah.
silly business. Either way.
I mean she's already done it. So the proof is there.
Yes. Yeah, it's just
it's not just you and I talking out of our asses. She's literally done it.
No. Yeah, it's fact. But yeah, as for this fight and this win in particular, as much as people shat on it, as much as it should have been, I mean, it's winners versus losers, as we talked about last week, and the incredible betting odds, all of that. You guys still got to realize and put things into perspective, which again circles back to the competition thing and, lightweight not being a real division. But Cindy Dandois, I probably said this last week too, but she is the most experienced, arguably best, arguably most legit opponent and win now that Kayla has on her record by far. It's her and Pacheco, and they're way up here. All the other wins are way, it's not even close. Right. So that's just kind of what we're working with.
You know what sucks is we're going to get Kayla Harrison and Larissa Pacheco 3. God, that is not the trilogy in women's MMA that we want to see.
Yeah, we are totally going to get that. And honestly, I mean, we'll get to Pacheco, but like when they were showing the highlights for her talking about wanting that trilogy at this event, talking about it at the event, the highlight package, all that. They showed some moments that were a lot better for Larissa than I remembered. She still clearly lost both those fights. Decisions, went 6 rounds with Kayla, but I don't know, like seeing how she's doing now. And again, it goes back to the competition thing. I'm fairly interested in that trilogy, but again, I still have the same thought of what'll happen, but it's like, I don't know, it's a little bit more interesting to me, but it's still like, what's the fucking point of this going through all this to build it up again? He's already lost twice. It is what it is, right? So
yeah, I mean, I'm kind of over it, dude. Like, I mean, I'll watch. Of course I'll watch if I remember, obviously. But I'm kind of just over the whole playoff thing. I don't know, like it was a good idea. I think it's a good idea, but they didn't, like you were saying, they didn't go the route that they probably should have with the winners versus the winners, like a true tournament.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the point of having a tournament if you're not going to see winners take on winners? It's not like a moving on type of thing. It's just another fight type of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, they're doing the points thing. That's what it is. They're going off of the points. But if you're going to call yourself a tournament,
true,
a playoff, that's what a tournament is. That's what a playoff is. You go on to the next winner. A playoff in football, basketball, baseball, hockey, winner takes on the winner. Winner takes on winner. You don't see a winner versus a loser ever, unless if it was this year in stupid NBA where they did winner versus loser or whatever it was.
Did they really?
I think so. I don't remember. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did. But that's not like how it's odd to me that ESPN is like okay with this when ESPN carries all these other sports that do true like playoff tournaments and stuff, where PFL isn't doing that.
Yeah,
I hate to shit on PFL because they've had good fun fights, fun cards, right? But I just don't understand things like the ghost cam, all these cameras that they got going on, the ghost cam, the ref cam, the regular camera. Like, how many cameras do you fucking need? An aerial camera,
all the angles,
a camera from the middle of the mat, like looking in. Like, how many cameras do you need for this shit?
All of them. All of them.
I guess. Time to stop shitting on PFL.
Yeah, because there's plenty of that can always be done. It's easy to shit on PFL, I think, but they're doing their own thing. Give them credit, I guess. I've liked the season, this season, the 2021 season, except for the lightweight and featherweight, lightweight and heavyweight tournaments have been not great. But
the tournaments that suck. What the fuck?
Yeah,
the tournaments should be the best.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, welcome everybody. Makoto here, saying hi, Drake and Steve. Good to see you, sir. Rain, the best WMMA podcast in the world. You're goddamn right.
That right.
Got that right, buddy. James, hello.
Hello, James.
Ghost Phantom is here. Army's still running strong.
I guess we'll get to that.
We'll get to that. Chuck is here and supporting. Oh, they're all over the place. Suryo Oshima warship in the building. We'll get to her later as well. But yes, so you guys are asking some questions that are a little all over the place right now, but I'll get to these Kayla ones first. Yusuf saying and welcome Yusuf as well. If Kayla comes to the UFC, are they gonna just bloat up bantamweights just to fight her at 145?
Probably.
One, and we've talked about this multiple times. I don't think she's going to the UFC.
No,
I just don't think that's gonna happen.
Don't think so either. I mean, they would be. I think they would be pretty dumb not to make a run at her. But is that the best landing spot for her? No.
No. James, I actually found out about Kayla Harrison 3 years ago on Impractical Jokers. If you guys know what that is,
she was on Impractical Jokers.
Yes, I remember that. She judo hip tossed Murr into a table.
Murr, that's right. Oh shit, I remember that now. Yeah, that's crazy.
That's a hilarious way to find out about her, James.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
And that was before she committed, right? She was doing
she was doing judo still.
She was actually doing she was being the analyst lady or the broadcaster. I remember that, right? Remember she did that before.
Yeah.
But yeah, she hadn't started fighting yet, I don't think. But so yeah, that's pretty funny. Yes, Rue. Let's
just answer the question. Let's just answer the question. So here's the question. Hello, Rue. JHK. We are falling for Valerie's troll trap. Do you guys agree? I don't, since we drown out her hype by waving our Kana flags proudly. So did JHK say that?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, so you guys need to let me know what John said, because I didn't see what John said.
He said, so you whenever Valerie or let's say Angela Hill is mentioned, they're like, fuck Angela Hill, fuck Loretta. Mm-hmm. John was like, you guys are giving her exactly what she wants.
100%. Valerie Loretta, dude, she eats you guys up when you guys say that kind of shit. Angela Hill, she don't give a fuck what you guys think. She loves that kind of shit.
So
yeah, in a way, I agree with John. John's right, guys.
They had some great responses, though. There was
because they're smart. Because these guys are smart. So
it was I don't remember who it was, but somebody was like, even though Bellator is free, I still stream it illegally just so that Valerie doesn't get the views. Something ridiculous like that.
They've said that in here too. They've said that.
Have they?
Before, yeah. Was that James Kendrick?
It might have. I feel like it might have been Ghost or somebody, but either way, funny, very funny. As for Kayla, though, Ghost says, I disagree, Steve. She's strong and has very good technique. Did you see her knee slice when she passed guard? Perfection.
So what are you disagreeing with?
Maybe
that she's thick in the legs.
Maybe, I don't know.
She is thick in the legs. That's fact. Did you not see her legs? They're fucking bigger than my whole body.
I'm not sure, but he is correct.
Answer the question, Ghost.
Rain asking also, Drake, what's up with JHK saying that it's wrong for people to support Kana? That's not quite what he said.
This is hilarious. This is so funny. Why? What is the deal with you guys like butting heads with our boy JHK? We gotta get John in here,
right?
Just to fucking troll these guys a little bit.
Rain says he's gonna troll him back on all his podcasts with the gun on. Right?
I mean, dude, John probably doesn't care, to be honest.
It always gets a reaction though, so that's always fun. All right, so let's see what else do we got here. But we don't watch them fight. All right, Radical Rosh, good to see you, sir. He says the odds for the Caleb Harrison fights are so funny. They're pretty ridiculous.
I mean, there's a reason, I guess, right? But yes, they're terrible.
No. Go says no, Steve. When you said she's only using her strength. Oh, okay.
Did I say that she's only using her strength? She has so much skill. Why would I say that?
Yeah, I mean, we highlighted the strength, but she's definitely very clearly talented. So, in all areas, technique and whatnot. But Rain says, I said that I illegally stream Bellator, so Valerie never gets rating.
I knew it was one of them.
I love the pride that he has about it.
It's hilarious. Valerie, not going to get my money, you thirst trap, you.
No way.
Go to OnlyFans. Fans only. Valerie Loretta. What is it, OnlyFans?
Yeah. Chuck asking about the GOAT herself. Ayaka Hamasaki has a date set, but who? And he's referring to Ryzen 30, September 19th, as they announced at Ryzen 29 this past weekend. No women's fights, so nothing to talk about for Ryzen over the weekend, but it did happen. She was there. She went in the ring, addressed to the crowd, which is always a fun thing that they let the champions do sometimes. Said that she will be back in September, which is a while, but who against?
We'll take it.
Who against is the question, asks Chuck. I've seen many, not many, but a couple of the same options floated around, specifically the Deep Jewels gals, who I do want to talk about a little bit.
Motherfuckers, Habs, baby.
There you go. That's a good sign. But I just don't think they're ready yet, and we'll get more into them a little bit here. I think the option is Rena. It's got to be Rena right now.
Yes, dude. Exactly who was in my mind right now. Rena, gotta be. Give me that fight. Give me a Rena title fight all day. I want it, dude. I want her to fight Hamasaki.
That's the one, right? It's the one we haven't seen yet.
That's the one. That's the one that you and I have literally been talking about since we started this podcast, Drake. We have been talking about Hamasaki and Rena, right? Rena kind of, she has these mountain highs and lows.
Yeah.
Got to give her that title fight, please.
Yeah, and, obviously Rena hasn't fought at atom weight in like her last 4 or 5 fights now, but when I last talked to her, which was when Ham was still champion before leaving, she said that she was willing, to cut down if she's going to get a title fight. And
if she's going to get a title fight, of course she is.
Right. And about Hamasaki specifically, though, I also asked her about that, and she wasn't so open to that unless it was like a must-do situation, like a tournament or a retirement or something special like that. Whereas Ayaka, who I caught up with, was it right before the Conor rematch? She said she's down to fight anyone. If the fans want to see it enough, I'm down to do it, even though they're close, which is why Rena has those feelings. So it's all on Rena, essentially. And so we'll see what happens. She's been kind of looking for fights, and it's been hard to get her fight. What
better fight than Hamasaki at Ryzen for the title? Exactly. There's no better fight.
Exactly. So, other than that, I think at this exact moment, the Del Boney and Zapatella 2 winner would be great. But the problem with that is that rematch is most likely going to happen around the same time as Ryzen 30, where Ayaka will be coming back. So that just doesn't make sense then. And that's according to Jessica. If you shameless plug, if you didn't see my chat with Jessica Del Boni, go check that out. She says that's when they're kind of looking at, hopefully. So, yeah, kind of a tricky spot for Hamasaki. Maybe you just do a non-title fight. Just throw somebody at her that doesn't make sense for a title fight, but just to keep her active.
Man,
but
a fight.
I know. You got to do the Reno one. That's the only one. So
that fight would be massive.
That'd be a big deal. And the story they could put into it, it's all natural. All natural.
So such a big fight. People would eat it up. Ren is still a star. Of course, Hamasaki is, but Ren is still a huge star.
Oh yeah. Oh yes.
Even with the wins and losses.
Yeah. I mean, I think having whenever there's more time between her fights kind of builds even more anticipation. So
for sure.
Yeah. James saying, to be honest, the only pay-per-view I bought this year was UFC 261 for Whaley. Unfortunately, everything else has been illegal.
Why unfortunately, though? I mean, that's
you know why. It's because Whaley lost.
I mean, I get it. Of course I know why. But that was such a great card.
Yeah. Jimmy says, why didn't we mention Rana during the Shingo podcast? Well, what's next for her? What do you mean, Jimmy? I mean, throw it into my Broaden Horizon mailbag. We're still taking questions there, which inside info, we'll be wrapping that up here after this podcast. I'll be finishing episode 9 of Broaden Horizon. So I'll be talking to Shingo in a matter of hours. So whatever you're looking for, I got you. But yeah, anyway, as for the rest of PFL6, because there was more to it, we can just kind of gloss over, though.
We got off track.
Very much so. But
I forgot about PFL again.
Yeah, see, and we're talking about it. But
literally forgot about PFL.
Pacheco gets it done with probably my favorite knockout of the weekend. Honestly, that was pretty nasty.
Knockout of the weekend?
Unless I'm forgetting one. That was pretty sweet.
It was actually a really good one. You're right.
I mean, Helena Kolesnik actually, she was doing okay, but she just got so insanely reckless and wild, and that's straight up what cost her. Just ran blindly into some bombs.
Yeah, what was she doing? But I mean, that's also her lack of not being good, I guess. She's not a very good fighter. Yeah, she's not a good fighter. I mean, we said that. She's not very good. A lot of these girls aren't very good, to be honest. I mean, we're just being honest. Like, it's not their skill levels aren't up to par to the winners. And that's why we're seeing fast finishes.
Yep, absolutely. And then that brings us to Jenna Fabian, just handling
very happy
Yulia Hayich, as commentary was pronouncing. So we got that under wraps now. But Yulia had absolutely nothing for Jenna in this fight.
Again, Drake,
no danger. Yeah,
Drake, we knew.
Yep. It lasted longer than we thought, for sure. But she offered up really nothing for Jenna. Jenna looked great, and that was an excellent knockout too. I mean, that was a very nice knockout. Started with the head kick, put her down with the left hook. Ooh, right on the mouth.
The left hook was nice.
Yeah, that was very good stuff from Jenna Fabian. And now, unfortunately, she runs into Kayla next, which
that sucks. I want to see her fight. I want to see her fight Pacheco. I don't want to see her fight Kayla Harrison.
Yeah.
Can Kayla Harrison just get a bye and wait
in the finals?
That's what they should have. That's what they should have did. They should have did the tournament and made Kayla Harrison wait until the final, until the winner of the tournament won the tournament, and then they win a title fight against Kayla Harrison. That's what they should have done.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
hit 'em up,
look
dude.
what we're
Hit 'em
seeing
up.
with Kayla. Look what we're seeing with Kayla. I don't want to see Jenna Fabian go through that right now. She's still growing in the sport. Like, she shouldn't have to fight Kayla Harrison right now.
That's just the problem with this whole thing. So,
Alvin.
good evening, Alvin. Good to see you, sir. He was wondering if we'd be here on Monday when we did the recap show for SCMP. What was that? Friday night. That was right after this event and the Bellator one. So, yes, man, we're here every Monday. Good to see you. Thank you for showing up when you do. Appreciate it. But yeah, Jenna Fabian moves on. And I mean, I'll tell you right now, though, as long as that fight's on the feet, it's incredibly interesting, right?
It is. She has really good striking. Obviously, we know that. It's just can't get taken down. Can't get taken down.
Stay away at all costs.
Stay the fuck away from Kayla Harrison.
Pull a
do the Alistair Overeem and run around the cage. Fuck it.
Do a Kenta Takizawa from this weekend where he fought. I don't know if you saw the Imanari fight, Steve, but he just avoided him at all costs.
Did he really?
Oh yeah, it was pretty.
He didn't want the heat, huh?
Oh no, not at all. Not at all. Imanari almost got him too with that.
It's a terrible game plan. Terrible game plan, but if it works out, I mean, I guess.
Hey, yeah, he got the win. The win. So.
It's just, I mean, it's not good to see. It's not fun to see. So.
Yeah, it was something. But Ghost says, Drake, how funny is the chess community toxicity? Man, he wasn't kidding, Steve. He wasn't kidding. You
looked into it?
He sent me a bunch of stuff about it, which is no, I didn't tell Steve about it, but yeah, no, it's very legit and it's pretty crazy.
Really?
It's pretty dumb, because considering what it's about. Like,
what are they? Just a bunch of fucking nerds just like going ham? Pretty much.
But you have to see it for yourself. Send him everything you send me, Ghost, because it's pretty wild. So,
he's saying much worse than MMA.
I think so, considering what it's about. Considering it's about chess of all things, that makes it automatically worse. But yeah, crazy.
I'm baffled really crazy right now. The chess community is so toxic. Like, what are they? Are they like hitting each other with their little timer things? They pick it up and hit each other with it?
If they would, they could. Oh, well said. Technically, they are fighters, but with ideas.
Right.
I love it. But anyway, as we wrap up
the
rest,
Phantom, the big chess fan over here.
I think he's into it.
All right.
Taylor Gardado.
I see you.
Taylor Gardado gets it done again. Laura Sanchez.
She's tough. Got to give Laura Sanchez the toughness factor.
Yeah, I mean, she was more aggressive, as I hoped she would be in this fight, but it didn't matter because of the aggressiveness in counter from Gardado with her wrestling. Her wrestling was just the X factor.
Super aggressive and really good. Technical skills in wrestling. Love to see it.
Yep. And that was pretty much the story of that fight. So Taylor Gardado, another very inexperienced fighter, but
gritty
is what it is. Yeah. And then
I didn't like this decision.
Yeah, Maurice versus Caitlyn Young, which we got all the predictions right except for this one,
I didn't even like the decision. So
yeah, I think there was a case for Caitlyn there with 1 and 2.
Yeah.
1 and 2. Third round, she definitely lost, which was a little bit surprising to see her kind of slow down as much as she did. But
I think she gassed. She's getting older.
Yeah, but and then kind of keeping that same weight for the short amount of time, which is kind of maybe funny to say, but you got to think about she's not used to being at 155, despite her great experience. It's still a different kind of thing. But yeah, it was fun. I thought, those first 2 rounds in particular.
Yeah, it was a good fight.
But I could. I think I did feel that Caitlyn did enough in that second round, which was the decider. In the first round, she almost got that late knockout. So yeah, that was a bummer. But yeah,
sucks for her.
Yeah. So James asking, Ghost, how bad could it be? You don't even know, man. You don't even know.
Okay,
But,
so all of our homework, including you, James, and whomever else, is this week to go into the chess community. I don't know where you find it, Reddit or what? I don't know.
it's all over.
Okay, all over the web, I guess. Our homework, including myself, but Ghost, I really do want you to send me shit, so I don't have to do homework. I just like to look at things.
Do a group DM, you guys.
Should I open a Twitter group DM for the people in this?
We should start a Discord. You guys want to do that? We could set that up.
A Discord?
Yeah, set up a server. Maybe.
Do you use Discord anymore? Do people use Discord?
Discord's very popular.
It is. That's true. I think I still have Discord app on my phone, even though I don't use it.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Some people stream off of it, even.
I do. I lied. There it is. Found it.
And there it is.
Yep.
All right, you guys, let's get the rest of the pain out of the way from the weekend. You guys already saw me talk about it, as I mentioned, from the recap on Friday, but got to hear Steve's thoughts on the sadness.
Well, Liz Carmouche just went out there and did her thing. Oh, God, that picture. Yeah, poor Kana, right, guys?
Yeah.
Sad face, very sad. But Liz Carmouche, guys, get on board with Liz Carmouche. She might be the next champion at her ripe age of what, 36 or something like that, right?
She's 37 now.
37 now? Man, how crazy of a story would that be if Liz Carmouche, assuming that she gets the title fight now, right?
She has to.
Right. Assuming that she gets the title fight now, how fucked up would it be for Bellator to be like, I
would just demand my release at that point.
We're going to give it to somebody else, like Valerie Loretta.
Hey, that wouldn't be surprising with this matchmaking that we get these days.
I mean, to be honest, this wasn't, like, on paper, this wasn't a bad matchup, right? It's just that Liz Carmouche came out fire, dude, straight fire fist.
Yeah, I mean,
guns a-blazing.
It wouldn't have been surprising for Liz to win, obviously. I think we mentioned that last week too, but both did. Yeah, it was incredibly surprising for her to win this way.
It's so fast. 35
seconds. Nobody expected that. Expected that.
How many did Kana even land a punch? Like, I mean, I know that she got one in there, at least one in there.
Yeah.
But 35 seconds. That is 35 seconds. Quick. That is so quick. So let me ask you guys: did you dare go and talk to John JHK this past week?
Yeah, they were in the podcast. They were in the recap show.
Wow. So how did John troll you guys? Maybe I'll go back and watch.
Yeah, just do that. Because he did. John's
a smart ass a little bit. So I think I'm going to go back and watch you guys get trolled by John, because you guys have been trolling this whole time. John. Right?
Yeah, we even had some ranking talk in there. It was a good time.
Did you guys ask about the ranking? Did he talk about it?
He did. Yeah, he did.
Okay.
So
what did you say about the rankings?
You got to go back and watch, man.
I will. I guess I will. But, I mean, I want to talk about the rankings, too, and how fucked up they are. And how stupid. Does he agree with us? I mean, he can't be too outspoken about it.
I mean, like, somebody asked him why Fedor started in the rankings. when they first came out, even though he hadn't been inactive, and now they took him out because he was inactive. He's like, I don't know, why this happens like that. They accumulate however they do, and just kind of, explained it a little bit.
He's one of the best fighters ever. He kind of deserves.
Well, yeah, but you mean the logic.
And he deserves it. And then they take him out of the rankings, and he's gonna fight. What kind of fuckery is that?
There's a lot of fuckery, Steve. But yeah, sad kind of face, whatever you want to say, man. And just from 35 seconds too, I don't know, I'm sure some of you guys have seen, but on her Instagram, sharing some brief little video messages, and she's got a pretty gnarly black eye just from 35 seconds.
Oh, dude, Liz fucking hammered her.
Yeah,
like that flurry was fast and hard.
Yeah, very, very impressive from Liz. But at the same time, we do know that Kana has to work on some things. As James points out, I wish Kana improved her striking after her last fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, after the last one, definitely.
But let's talk about this a little bit. Don't blame me for the Fedor one. I only asked him about Porto under Laredo nonsense, and he exploded. What? So, all right, Rain, you say that John gets pissed or whatever. He doesn't really get pissed though. Like, does he really get pissed? Like, is his pissed isn't like my amplified pissed?
Right.
His explosion is like a little time bomb, little hand grenade.
Yeah. He that was a little fun theme of the night as well. But
him exploding, him getting pissed off.
Yeah, I mean, you just gotta see.
I'll go back and watch. I'll for sure go back and watch. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued by it now.
Yeah.
And of course. I think you guys have done a good job in selling me on going back and watching, because I want to see John explode.
Ghost saying he's still a Kana fan, but also a sucker for well-executed inside low kicks, which started off this this flurry.
Exactly how it started.
Yeah, brilliant stuff from Liz. I mean, not a whole lot to talk about, literally, because there's only 35 seconds. I've pretty much expressed all I can on this. I'm just hoping that she learns from this, because, I mean, first loss, you should be able to. This is hopefully just what she needs to go to that next level. I think a lot of people kind of need that. Look at what happened with Jandaroba. So, yeah. And many others before them, so.
But, yeah, did they also get knocked out in 35 seconds?
No. Fair enough.
That's tough. That's tough.
Yeah, not great. But Ghost says, I wish more fighters use the inside low kick. It's there most of the time, since most are lead leg heavy. Yeah. Depending on how mobile you are. That's a great point. It's kind of hard to disagree with.
I agree with that fully.
Depending on styles, though, if their grapplers don't want to get it caught, all that kind of thing. But depending on the placement, too, Liz did it just fine.
If you're going up against a really good grappler, like obviously Carlos Esparza, we saw that with Janon.
Got to bring it up every time, don't you?
Well, Carlos Esparza, really did that well, though, is what I'm saying. So, and she's a good grappler. So it's tough to go for the leg kick when a grappler is literally looking for that leg to take down.
Right. Yep. But man, after mentioning Xiaonan, Steve, what did I do to the MMA gods to make them hate me this year? Xiaonan, Kana, Kanako.
Yeah.
Thankfully, Dominic's fine. Thankfully, he won.
Now.
Hey now.
Until he fights Cody Garbrandt or
Oh, please. He'll get
Frankie
that
Edgar.
rematch. He'll get that. Oh, he'll get that one too.
Jose Aldo.
Oh, I need that one as well. Give me that. But also, at least my favorite Raging Panda is also okay. Let's get into this one, Steve. UFC Vegas 30. She got it done.
I mean, we knew Drake. Come on. Like the last week, we were on our shit other than Liz Carmouche and Conor, right? I mean, nobody saw that coming. Nobody.
Yeah. Yep.
We got our picks pretty much perfect.
Yeah. Maybe robbed of that one with Caitlyn Young.
Right.
Yeah.
We were definitely.
And we lost Ovchinnikova and Batara, by the way, you guys. That fight did not happen, unfortunately. Kyra got COVID, didn't she? That's what it was.
Such a bummer, dude. She's bummed.
Yeah,
I spoke to her. She's not.
Yeah, and she was in great shape too.
She's bummed, man. She's bummed. She's not. She feels fine.
Yeah.
She tested positive.
Yeah. Can't go spreading though, Steve. Can't go spreading.
No, I mean obviously you can't. Obviously you can't. But I mean, it sucks. It sucks for parents.
Yep. But yeah. Raging Panda, rage is on. Man, I love me some Raging Panda. But came out there, did the damn thing. She's just ultra aggressive, in your face, nonstop, pouring it on. Julia had some brief moments where she connected in those flurries. Not much though. Did not for too much resistance.
Yeah, it was like barely anything.
Just a tough matchup for her. But Steve, despite all that, I'm sure that you saw that there was one judge who actually did give Julia the first 2 rounds.
Yeah, what are these people even?
Second round, I can see. The first round, definitely not.
Okay, the first round for sure not. The second round, like, what did she even really do? Like, what did she even do?
She had some control, I think. But even it's not even that memorable, right?
I'm literally trying to think back on what she did to be able to win a round.
Let me pull up the stats here. I didn't do it since it didn't go to decision, but it's still interesting considering the fact, like I said, that 2 judges did score those first 2 rounds for her, which means she won on 1 card.
Crazy. Up until that rear naked choke, but that's wild to me.
Okay, so
I think that Avila she was dictating what was going on in that fight.
Yeah, and I mean that's generally just what she does. But so second round, I was right. It was that control time. She had the takedown, but again, Julia,
there was nothing there though.
Yeah, got to do damage, be impactful. Yeah, very interesting. Very, very interesting. And the numbers here are a lot closer too on that first round, but I still think Julia definitely, I mean, those front kicks she was landing, like she got the better of all the exchanges. Third round, obviously, she got dominant and finished it. Got even more dominant, I should say. But yeah, man, pretty bad that was the scores, right? I mean, from somebody to feel that way.
MMA scoring, man. It's just MMA scoring. A bunch of people don't know how the fuck to do their jobs.
Very bizarre. Just very, very bizarre. Jimmy says, I have a lot of respect for the Raging Panda. Did you guys see her front kick exit after exchanging the pocket? Just mentioned it. Yeah, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And she surprised herself with that, as she said afterward. So she is insanely likable. Yeah.
She's adorable.
In and out of the cage, like just perfect. You love to see it.
The camp change really did well for her, I think. I talked about that last week going into the preview. I really do believe that James Krause is doing well for his fighters as a coach.
Yeah, and I think that she didn't even train the full camp with him. It's what it sounded like, but that all helps. Yeah,
a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit. Go up there and train a little while. I mean, because there's UFC caliber fighters over there. at her other gym, there was nobody. She was the big fighter at that gym where she was.
Yeah. So very exciting to see what can come out of it for the Raging Panda. And that leads to Rain asking, who do you match up with her next? And Ghost mentions Vieira.
Up in the ranking. I think Vieira's a little bit high, right?
Yeah, and Vieira has that rematch with Sarah McMahon booked right now. But yeah, you pulling up the rankings? Take a look, see.
Yep.
Let's see.
All right, so Avila. So they didn't update the rankings yet, right? Avila still sits at 15.
Okay.
And then Vera is at number 7. It's a little bit high.
Yeah, big jump.
There's going. Lena Landsberg sits there with no fights. Still.
Right. And I'm not sure if she had her baby yet, but that was
a
thing.
No idea. But
that's the fight though, probably, right?
Like,
if she's ready, then
yeah, I would think so. Motherfuckers.
That is an anti-Habs score, I imagine. But yeah, so
Cesaro Eubanks is there at 13.
Which they fought in her last fight.
They did fight. Renault is fighting
and retiring.
Kate, right?
Yeah.
Kianzad is at number 10.
That would be a rematch too.
Is that a little high? Macy is number 9.
And Macy's matched with Aspen.
McCann is fighting Vieira. Pena is fighting Nunes. Kunitskaya all the way up but number 5. So really, there's only Lena Landsberg at this point.
Yeah, in terms of fighting upward.
And Rosa, Carol Rosa at number 14.
Yeah, who we will get to later as well. Yeah, I guess Lena would be the one, depending on where she is. If not, then unfortunately, Panda will have to take an unranked again.
Oh. Maybe
Davis. I don't know. We'll see.
I hate to see that for her, man. I know she wants to be active. She stated that she wants to be active, but she can't fight down.
Yeah, tough in this division where not a lot of bodies, not a lot, but we'll see. Norma Dumont could be a fun one, but I don't want to see either of them lose next. So,
I mean, I guess Dumont would be all right, but she's not even ranked.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. So,
and do they really want to put Dumont up against Panda?
Time will tell, but Ghost says Avila really put the mixed in MMA by using all her tools. Yep. She certainly did.
Proved her all-around skill.
Yeah. And I mean,
really good.
Yeah. And it was still a vintage Panda performance. So,
yeah.
I just really enjoy watching her go to work. So, good for her. Sucks for Yulia, but we'll see what's next for her. Yeah, that's bantamweight fun. So,
God, phone's getting blown up.
Yeah. And that's UFC Vegas 30, everybody. And those are all the fights that we had this weekend. So, hope you had fun with them for the most part. Obviously, the PFL was what it was.
That UFC card was really entertaining.
Yeah, there was a lot of chaotic chaos, I suppose. But yeah, no, it was not bad at all. Makoto says, why can't the UFC give Panda a top 10? They did it with Weili when she was 15 and Tisha was 7. I mean, they can, but as we said, they're really matched up right now. They're really
they're all net. I literally went down the whole rankings, other than Jermaine Durandamy at number 1, Holly Holm at number 2, Aspen Ladd at number 3. She has a fight against Macy. Irina Aldana has a fight against who's she fighting? Yana Kunitskaya. They're number 4 and 5. Pena is fighting Amanda Nunes. She's number 7 or number 6. Caitlyn is number 7. 8 is Sarah McMahon, 9 is Macy, 10 is Penny. So, I mean, and there's a bunch of, like Drake said, there's a bunch of rematches in there. Do they really want to do the rematch? Avila and Kianzad would be fun, I guess.
Penny's got to fight up, though, man. We know this.
Like but yeah, exactly. That's the thing. Like, Avila's in a really tough spot at number 15 where there's not a whole lot of movement going on. They're fighting each other up higher than her. So she can't really, unless if one of them goes out and she takes the spot.
Best case scenario.
She slides into that spot where one of the fighters is out for whatever reason. Doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
I think she just needs to keep her ear to the phone and be like, yes, if something comes up.
Yeah. Yeah. Kind of what we're dealing with at the current moment in time. And hey, maybe the Yana and Aldana loser. That fight's next week. So depending on how
they're really close. That's true. They're really close to each other. But just 2 weeks apart.
Yeah. Yeah. And we'll see, though, because Penny does need one of those as well. So it's like, we'll see how it plays out. But yeah, tricky, kind of tricky at the moment. But
a lot of favorites in there. Penny, Macy for me, Aspen Ladd up there. Of course, Avila at the bottom.
Aldana
for sure. Rosa's looking really good.
Mm-hmm.
Eubanks, I've always liked her. She's kind of hit and miss though.
Yeah.
Lately.
Yeah, but all right, you guys, let's open it up. The old Twitter mailbag, which is something today. We got a whole mixture of stuff. So
all right. Good with it.
Yeah, good stuff. But starting things off, we'll go into my DMs. Is Ghost dropping one in there before y'all, beating you to the punch. I think he sent this like 2 days ago or whatever. Appreciate you, sir. Let's check it out. I think he's got a maybe 3-parter. I just glanced at it, but let's see. 2-parter. Okay. So here we are.
1. Yep, 2 parts. On SCMP, you guys mentioned that Carmouche was already being considered for Bellator belt after she got cut by the UFC. Why do you guys think that Bellator made her go through Deanna Bennett, Porto, and Watanabe? Even that doesn't guarantee a title shot, even though she deserves it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a hot division right now. And she's the hottest hand. 3 wins coming off of a 35, 39?
Yeah, 35.
35 second knockout where
beat the former Invicta champ and finished Bennett and Watanabe, who was undefeated. Like
that's a really good 3-fight win streak for Carmouche, which is crazy that she already has 3 fights in Bellator and it just flew by. I think that she deserves the title shot. I really do, and I think that they will give it to her because that's how Bellator does things.
Yeah, and as we've been saying and said on that same, as I said on that show, Ghost, like Liz, after the Bennett fight, and even before that, that was, as we said, she was being considered to face Alima at the time. Yeah. And then going into, after that, getting the Bennett win, it was like, all right, she could get it now. Then she goes and beats Porto right after that one. Porto, who arguably could have came in and got title shot right in her debut, we would have been fine with that. Then she beats Porto. You're like, all right, that's probably going to be it now. Still between her and Denise, and then Denise gets it instead. And you're like, okay, all right. But
actually,
now,
with it, to be honest, I'm good with that fight. I love that fight.
I know, it's a very
about that.
Yeah, very good fight.
A high level fight.
But in terms of who's next, it's very, very much the case now who we know who it'll be. But why why Bellator would make her go through that lineup rather than going right to it. I don't know. Let's see, because at the time that she came in, Velasquez and Lima was something we were already dying to see, needed to see that happen. So timing didn't quite work out. And then, obviously people were doing their things in the meantime with Keyholtz continuing to look great and Porto being added into the mix. I don't know. I think they just kind of wanted to wait and see how everything else shook out because they really wanted Alima and Carmouche, I think. Yeah. And then when that went away for the title, kind of made them be like, all right, let's go with these other options first. And so that's where we're at, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's the best way to look at it.
Yeah, but, no, I mean, I agree with that. We've talked about this a lot, actually.
Yeah,
on the shows since Liz has gone into Bellator. We always knew that Liz was capable of fighting for a Bellator title. I think that it's time.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so part 2, Bellator has arguably a better flyweight division than the UFC, but they ruin it with horrendous matchmaking. You're talking about like the bottom. Why can't they make the best fight possible? They have the fighters to do
that. Hey man, that's one question we just don't have the answer to now, do we?
Yeah. I don't know. I think maybe they are kind of looking to build a star, I think. I do think that the matchup with Liz and Kana was favorable either way. Liz has been fighting for a very long time. She has a story. She has a history in fighting. How remarkable would it be for her to come into Bellator and fight for a title just a couple fights in? Great story, right? Kana, an Asian champion. They need one, right? Maybe, right? Yeah. If she was to win to beat Liz, I have no doubt that she would have got the title fight. There's no doubt in my mind that she would have got the title fight because it's a smart business thing to do.
And I mean, it just it makes sense just in terms of everything as well, because Liz Carmouche, not just a top 3 flyweight in Bellator, but a top 3. She is the best flyweight in Bellator. I think you can say that, even though she's not the champion, because look at what she's done before this and going into Bellator. It's still, I have her in the top 3 worldwide. Look, she's only lost to Valentina in the last, since she's been at flyweight. So it's like, they have the best right there practically. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know why they can't just put it together.
All right. So Go said, but by trying to build a star doesn't mean they will be successful at it. Seems like long-term investment with no long-term gain. But that's what they're doing, though. That's their model. They've proven that model. They're doing that. They've done it in the men's divisions for so long. Why wouldn't they do it in the women's divisions too?
Yeah, I don't know. They don't make too much sense with some of these things.
No, it's just it's like all right. So Bellator gets shit on, right, by fans of MMA. There's reasons for it. They get shit on for reasons. Drake and I have attended events for Bellator. The event is totally different. It's great than what you see on TV. On TV sucks. Terrible. Watching Bellator on TV is bad television. Bad. Very, very bad. But when you're in that arena, Bellator puts on a show. they have that arena going crazy.
Yeah, it's very fun. I think it's arguably more fun than UFC shows. They make it feel like a goddamn party in there.
Correct. It's a goddamn party in there. That's what they do.
Yeah. So, are you going to try and get to the next event, the McKee Pitbull one? I'm thinking about it. I'm really thinking about it.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to. Sure. Yes.
Are
you thinking about going?
Thinking about it. Let's see.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would love to go. I mean, Bellator puts on great fights.
That fight is like one of the best fights.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm into that fight. I mean, you as well. Every MMA fan should be into that fight.
Oh yeah. It's
for as long as it lasts, because I don't think it's going the full 5.
Yeah, that would be surprising. But
I agree, Rain. Bellator does a terrible job of hyping up fights. Bad. Very, very bad.
Bellator, it depends on the fights, but like this last card, yeah, just non-existent. There was no hyping at all.
They had a title fight, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
The interim, right? But I mean, they had a title fight.
Yep. Wouldn't have known it.
Wouldn't have known.
So,
no,
not great. Not great at all.
I mean, every fight promotion has things to work on to get better. Even the UFC, they're not perfect.
No.
Far from it, actually. They have a lot of flaws.
Yeah. So, all right. Appreciate those questions, Ghost. As always, sir. And now we dive into the other side of things. Steve's tweet. And with the other Steve, Head Kick Steve, who...
His girl.
Yep. Sam Hughes, who... We'll get to that later, so we're going to skip over this part again. But mentions that she's just signed a new deal with the UFC, which, again, we'll talk more about that momentarily. And he also says who should she fight next, which is part of the news, which he must have missed out on. Discuss Liz's performance and what's next for her. Already did that. And then BKFC got some ladies coming up. Who takes the main event? He had to ask about this because I don't care at all. But what is he? Is he referring to Rachel and Paige, Steve? Because I don't know
because I didn't watch. Did they square off? Did they face off? Did something happen between those two?
I know that they had
zero to little interest in that fight. If they did,
they had a press conference.
They had a press conference. I didn't see that. I haven't been paying attention a lot to MMA lately. I watch fights, I guess, but like everything else, I'm just kind of like, eh.
Yeah, I think that I'm assuming that's what he's referring to, and if so, yeah, it's just so funny to me how like everybody forgot that they fought already in MMA.
They did. But
BKFC isn't even marketing it as a rematch either, which I think is on purpose because they know how that fight went. Which was, I mean, I guess it was an okay fight. You know, Rachel was actually dominating her and then she got caught. You remember that? That was pretty much it, which is not good if you're getting dominated by Rachel. That's something that Steve would say, but here, I'll throw it out there. And they're not great strikers. So this is even less interesting than an MMA fight. And who will win? I don't care, but who probably will? Who's the better boxer? I guess Paige. She had a match already. She already had a match, so I'll give her the edge there. But they're both not good strikers, and now boxing specifically, it's just not going to be very fun, right?
We know this. Like we know this already. It's you know what they're doing with that fight.
Yeah.
It's all marketability with that fight. 100% going in on the fan base, the MMA trash fan base, right? It's got to be.
Oh, yes.
Ain't nobody interested in Paige Van Zant and Rachel Ostovich fighting each other.
Money, money, money.
For
money.
Sure. I'm going to watch. Of course, I'll watch it, but it's a circus. It's a circus fight.
Yeah.
James, why watch BKFC? It's terrible. Why not fight with MMA gloves like N1? It's an old sport. I mean, I somewhat agree because boxing is boxing for a reason. Bare knuckle, they made them put on gloves for a reason. Bare knuckle, they wrap up their hand, so it's not completely bare knuckle, but they have hand wrap on. It's kind of Neanderthalish, a little bit Neanderthalish of a sport, if you even want to call that a sport.
Did you watch? Was it Game Bread Fighting Championship? Is that Jorge's? Is that his new thing?
Did I watch that? No.
But that's bare knuckle MMA, right? That's what he's doing with that.
Yeah. See, that's another thing that I was kind of confused about. I thought it was bare knuckle boxing, but apparently it's bare knuckle MMA, where they had their hands wrapped, right?
Yeah, because there were a lot of submissions I saw.
There were submissions and ground game work.
Right.
So
that's interesting to me because it's MMA, but I didn't.
It's a little bit more interesting than bare knuckle boxing, I guess. I'm a boxing purist. I love boxing. But also I'll watch any kind of fighting in general. I don't really care. I'll watch any fighting. I'll watch two bums fight.
Yeah, old bum fights. Rain says BKFC is garbage. I love watching fights, but when it becomes spectacle, it's not worth paying attention.
Yeah. I mean, agree. Like it's
that's the best way to summarize it.
Yeah, like and then you go to Paige Van Zant and Rachel Ostovich potentially fighting in a main event or whatever. Who wants to see that? Stamina, welcome. Head Kick Audio, Steve, welcome. You guys came in at the same time. What the hell is going on, you guys?
Great timing. But yeah, it just doesn't do it for me. Like, and I've said this too. Like, it's not even. I mean, it is partly the fact that boxing. I need everything. Boxing just doesn't do it for me. I do find bare knuckle more interesting because it's more violent. I do like me some violence, but the talent level is the big thing for me. Like,
you're seeing a lot of MMA fighters go into bare knuckle.
Yeah, like if these were if these were the highest level boxers, that'd be sweet, But it's not even that. It's not even average boxers. I guess average boxers would be MMA fighters, I guess, and MMA fighters who are maybe not very good MMA fighters in this case with this main event we're talking about, or ones that shouldn't be fighting anymore, right? Like that's just that's facts, which is not exciting to me. And more damaging for these fighters who need less damage. Shouldn't be fighting, so it's insane.
I agree. I'm okay with the fight. It's whatever. It's just whatever to me, I guess. Will I watch it? Most likely I'll watch it.
I will not. So
have you ever watched a BKFC card?
I watched A card, no, but I did
Molinagi,
yes,
and
I did watch Artem and Polly.
right.
Yeah, that's the only one I've seen in full. That fight, that is.
Yeah,
But
that singular fight.
yeah. So yeah.
Stamina shining in. Oh no, it's fine. Ro. The reason I hate BKFC is that because there aren't any gloves, everyone fights so tentative and for good reason. I mean, yeah, it can literally fuck you up like hard. Not only the hands, but like fuck you up in the face and your head because they hit the top of the head and shit. Like it's fucks you up, man. Stamina says bare knuckle boxing is cool on paper, so far as the stakes are higher, more immediate because of cuts and or breakages, but it often ends up being handicapped street fighting in the end, which is whack. I agree with Stamina. I do agree with Stamina, but again, like, who am I to say fuck bare knuckle fighting? Because I've watched plenty of cards of theirs. I just didn't watch this last one, which had 4 title fights, by the way, right? I don't even know who won those fights. I guess I should go back.
Don't know.
You guys, did Joey Beltran win? That's all I really care about. Did Joey Beltran win?
I don't think our audience will know that, Steve.
I can easily look it up, I guess. Stop being a lazy ass. Ghost Phantom says boxing and MMA gloves would actually be good. Real-time training for MMA fighters. Bare knuckle just puts their hands in danger. Hands and everything else. It's not just the hands. Like Stamina said, there's all kinds of breakages that can happen. So many different cuts. You know, just a slice of a knuckle onto the eyebrow or something could open up a fat, massive gash that could leave blood trickling down your eye. Like it's like bad things can happen with the bare knuckle.
And that's exactly why Nate Diaz would be horrible in bare knuckle, Yusuf. He would
be terrible. Dude, he already bleeds out like a motherfucker right now as it is. There's no way.
His face would fall off for real.
Yusuf, you need to stop. You need to stop this Nate Diaz thing. Get off the Nate Diaz thing. Stamina or head kick audio. Steve says yes. Yes, what?
Yeah, Joey won. That's what he meant.
Oh, Joey won?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. He said it at the end. Yes. You mean yes. Joey won. Yes. Stamina says Nate Diaz would be a Crimson Mask wearer, and under a minute it'd be grotesque, and it would be awesome, right? Like, who doesn't want to see that? I'm a Nate Diaz lover, but I want to see blood. Think about this, Rain says. In Thai boxing, they use their elbows and knees, but use boxing gloves.
Yeah. Very true. Very true.
But not in left way.
Not in left way. All right. Appreciate it, Head Kick Steve. Thanks for showing up. Yes, thank you for the Twitter mailbag.
My bro.
Mail. So let's move on here now. We'll get to you, Yusuf. Let's see. I'm going to go down just because. Let's see. We got multiple things.
We'll eventually get to Yusuf.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Golly.
Yes, we'll get to Yusuf. Axe at TV Watcher _ is Joanna capable of evolving in the sport, or has she reached her personal peak? I really like this question. It made me chuckle a little bit when I read that he sent that question in, because Joanna is a case that I find very humorous. It's like she doesn't even want to fight anymore, I feel.
Yeah, I don't think it's the primary thing.
Like, is she in love with fighting anymore, or is she more in love with herself? She's really feeling herself, right?
Yeah, she's doing her own thing, and she doesn't even watch much anymore. That's what she told me when I talked to her last. I mean, and clearly she doesn't have interest in kind of taking fights that aren't, what you would take in her position rankings wise and that kind of thing.
What is it? What do you want? You want Rose Namajunas? Like, just take the Whaley fight.
Yeah.
Run that shit back.
But as for the question, is she capable? I mean, yeah, sure. Technically, anybody is capable of continuing to
MMA's
evolve.
passed her by.
Well, I don't even know about that.
I don't know. She's still very good, obviously. I mean, we saw her go.
What, is she going to go out and become a wrestler or anything like that? No. At this stage, we know what Joanna is. Yeah,
that's not who she is.
So, I think, yeah, she's capable. But
that 5 rounds with Whaley was amazing, like amazing. And it wasn't just Whaley in that fight, right?
Yeah,
a lot of it was Joanna too.
Oh yeah, one judge thought she won. So
yeah, a lot of people thought she won.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, I thought she won.
Uh-oh.
I mean, I didn't necessarily think that she won, but I could see like why people would think that she won.
Right.
But then, like, you see the disformation of her entire face and head. It's like, all right, well, I mean, Whaley did that to her.
Yeah. But yeah, stamina pretty much summarizes it perfectly. Is what we just kind of said.
Yeah, she's capable, but she won't. She's got one foot out the door already. She does. She's really feeling her lifestyle, just chilling, man. Yusuf says Joanna won't improve. Her mentality ain't there. And this is coming from Yusuf, a Joanna fan. She's focused on other things. Whaley always training on Instagram.
Yeah, it sucks though, because I would love to see her against, like Marina. That's one I would just love to see. Jan, I would love to see that still. There's plenty of exciting matchups. The Whaley rematch, of course. I mean, it's a bummer. We'll see what happens, I guess. But yeah, I think it's pretty safe to say capable, of course. Will she? Probably not. We know where she stands at this point. So appreciate that, Axe. Thank you for chiming in for once in the mailbag.
Yeah, love it.
All right, Mr. Frets. Old Dave.
All right, a question for both of us. Who are your top 3 prospects outside the larger promotions currently? So, and then he wants us to each answer, of course. So, what are the larger promotions do you think? UFC, of course. Bellator, a large promotion, right?
Yep.
Do you count one as a large promotion?
Yep.
Do you count Ryzen as a large promotion? Do you count Combate as a large promotion?
Yes, but not on the same level. You know what I mean? Like they're
levels 1 when they're beating them in viewership rankings.
Let's not get into that. But in terms of, roster size and, talent level, I mean, I guess not talent level shouldn't be considered in there, but yeah, roster size, I think, and kind of, just kind of global variety, I suppose. And yes, they're Combate Global now, but
yeah, they're global.
Yeah, but
come on, Eldrin.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you could.
Where's
for the sake of it? Yeah, where's that? Well, I mean,
LFA.
LFA, I wouldn't count.
Okay. CFFC, obviously not. Titan, Brave, Cage Warriors.
So these are good ones to pick from.
Icon.
Cage Fury. Did you say Cage Fury fighting already?
No. Oh yeah, I said CFFC. Yep. Invicta.
Yeah. Even though I've always considered Invicta more important than that, but
you and I have always done that. But do MMA fans?
Right.
I don't think so. I don't think they do. I don't think that they give them as much love as they should.
Yeah. But all right, so I have some names in mind here, and this is where I wanted to kind of circle back to the Deep Jules 33 talk, because now you guys, sorry about that. The event is on YouTube, so you can go watch it all. I was posting some of the finishes. Was that yesterday? Because I was catching up, at least on some of them. I didn't watch the whole card, but the ones that I was most interested in. So the Atomweights Grand Prix and the Strawweight title fight, of course. So for me, I'll just take two of those because Deep Jules does not count as a large promotion. So easy pickings, but Seika Izawa, the new Strawweight champion. I mean, Steve, I don't know if you saw that full fight, but you saw the finish.
Yeah, I saw your clip.
Which, man, she is very good. And before getting that submission, the armbar over Miki Matono in their rematch, she set up her takedowns very nicely, struck her way in against the cage. Like, she looks super experienced. She looks like, if you watch her performance without knowing about her,
yeah,
she looks like a very experienced fighter, despite only having, she's like 4-0 now, 3-0, and 23 years old. And then the danger that she provides on the ground with like the killer instinct to have, the ability to pull off these submissions and find these openings. When there is an opening, you're in trouble, and we saw that in that fight. So I think she has a very bright future, and looking very, very good so far. Obviously, she's the champ now, and then Saori Oshima, who won the atomweight title, and she's a double champ, and she's only 5-2, so 6-7 fights into her career as well. Microweight, which is 97, and then atomweight, which the microweight thing is kind of a silly thing to me, but hey, she did it. And man, another phenomenal 2 performances from her. The Siwoo Park rematch, expected that to be crazy, and it was. She looked good on the feet too, which we know that she's a very good grappler who, like Izawa, has some great killer instinct and is very dangerous on the ground. She got dropped by Park, who Park is still a very, very talented atomweight herself, but gets dropped, and then she gets too reckless and goes into guard when they're still dry, and Oshima gets her with the armbar. That's a wrap. So she falls into the trap. And Oshima goes on, takes on Hikaru Aono in the finals for the title. And Steve, as a wrestling lover, man, you absolutely have to watch that fight, man. You got to get on that when you can, because that first round was awesome. The scrambles in that one. Hikaru Aono, also very talented prospect, but not quite there. And then in the second round, she just kind of got controlled by Oshima, and that's a wrap. New champ. So those two, the new champs and Deep Jules, are phenomenal and have very bright futures, I think. Both very young. Oshima's 26 and already a mother of 2. I think she has twins, but 2 titles. So she's killing it. Yeah, she is looking great. She's teammates with Ayaka Hamasaki. As Chuck pointed out earlier, people are now saying, okay, we could do Oshima versus Hamasaki. Too soon. You don't want to do that. It would be fun at some point, but yes, they're teammates. As I said, Ayaka will fight anybody. Will Oshima fight her? I don't know. Maybe. That's a big jump in platform for her after becoming champ. Yes, we'll see what happens, but maybe someday. But I don't think we should do that too soon. So there's 2 right there, and then as for some others, or one more, I suppose. I don't know. It's a tough spot. Are we going to count Invicta or not, Steve? Because that really helps if we count Invicta for this question.
Yeah, go for it. And count Invicta, I think.
Okay. All right. So in that case, first person that jumped to mind, there's obviously plenty to choose from. I really like Stephanie Geltmacher, man. I know you do too. She's got that wrestling, and she's knocking fools out now as well. But
I'm okay with that pick. Very much okay with that pick. If we're counting Invicta, then I would probably put her in there as well.
Yeah, so that's a good one. I see Rue's pointing out Ramona, which yes, Ramona is great, but I don't know. I think that we need to see where she's at against maybe some better people now that she's back, because that fight that she just had, which was a great performance, and the performance she should have had, it was against somebody making their debut, and at featherweight, she wants to go back down to bantamweight and make her run there. So Ramona's a great pick, yes, but I want to see her, back at bantamweight first, and kind of see how that plays out. But definitely a good shout. Always good to give Ramona some love. But yeah, these questions are always the toughest ones, Steve, because there's so many options. But
there's a lot out there.
Yeah, so.
But we agreed on one. I mean,
yeah.
Since we agreed to have Invicta be part of the thing.
Yeah. And there's somebody who I'm sure maybe you'll mention too, if we're going to count Combate, assuming that they're still with Combate, but Super Melly still there.
That is my number one. That's number one.
We talked about going into the year, I think, on our show for 2021, right?
Yeah, I mean,
this kind of thing.
She's got to get a fight, dude. Like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna DM Campbell right now.
There you go. See if he responds mid-show, you guys. We got live up to date responses from promoters on WMMA Today podcast. But while you do that, I'll answer the good people. James says, speaking of deep jewels, is it a good way for strawweights to build up their resumes before entering the larger promotions? Absolutely. 100%. Deep jewels, I'll say it every time. It's pretty much Japan's Invicta. Can't go wrong. A lot of fighters you probably don't realize have gone through deep jewels and just deep in general to build up their careers. A lot of legends, big part of history, which, I'm working on something about that. So definitely tune in. And man, the fights are always very fun. Like Deep Jewels 33 on their YouTube channel now. Seriously, you guys go check that card out. And I also wanted to mention Eru Takabayashi, who I watched her fight. She's only 17. She had that loss, Ryzen against her fellow 17-year-old Sakura Mori, right? And no contest, though, because she missed weight. And then she was actually supposed to be in the atomweight tournament, but she missed weight again. So has some issues with that starting off her career. But Takabayashi, man, I love the ferocity and the striking she has for 17 years old. Watch that fight, too. She looked very good, got the win there against Otaka, I think it was. But yeah, I really like what I'm seeing from Takabayashi at 17 years old. She's looking very good on the feet in particular. So yes, to answer your question, James, absolutely a good way. Jimmy says, on the regional scene, if a strawweight beats a highly decorated atomweight like Ayaka Hamasaki, does it help their brand? For sure, 100%. Just go back and look at when Olivia Hanada Souza beat Ayaka, which a little bit different, I guess, but that's a pretty good example of a strawweight beating the best atomweight of all time. And at the time, the strawweight champion. I mean, in that kind of situation, Jimmy, for sure, that would be massive for them. That would be like, let's say Panda, raging Julia Avila. I mean, that's a little bit somebody more higher up, right? But all right, let's do Norma Dumont. If Norma Dumont went and beat Valentina, a little bit extreme, but very similar. That's kind of what that is. Wow. That'd be a huge deal. Yeah. So if somebody like that went and beat Ayaka, that'd be nuts. That'd be a massive upset. I don't care who it is.
It would be pretty crazy. Yeah, I agree.
All right. So, and good night, Steve. Good to see you. Thank you for
tuning in,
guys. Great show. Appreciate it. All right. So what do you got for Dave? We already got two maybe for you. Super Million, Geltmacher.
We literally said Melly Martinez. I think that she's a great champion. I think that she would be phenomenal in any promotion. I don't know what's going on. I just asked Campbell right now. But I think that she would do well wherever she goes. I would love to see her fight and Combate again. I think that it's fitting for now. Just want her to fight, I guess. It's been a long time, right?
Was the Desiree fight her last one?
It was. She hasn't defended the title, I don't think. Has she?
I don't think so.
Yeah. And then we said Galtmacher, but if we can also go Amanda Serrano, with her boxing is obviously phenomenal. She's a seven division women's champion. She's working on her ground game a lot. She got that standing rear naked choke, standing guillotine. It was a guillotine, right?
Yes. Yeah, it was.
I don't know why I say rear naked. Guillotine. It was a guillotine, standing guillotine. And then you can go. Floor Honey.
Yeah.
She's in LFA. I think she has a fight coming up, doesn't she? I'm gonna look it up.
And also to give some shouts, Marina Choklikova, who just recently got another win I saw, who was in Bellator, and she had that scorpion crunch, which when do you see that ever? That's somebody I think is a good shout for being on the more smaller scenes. And then, of course, I got to give some love to Shi Ming, which you guys know Shi Ming, who I spoke to, getting her fights in Kunlun in 2020.
The fuck is Hexagon MMA 1?
Hexagon, dude. You don't know about that Hexagon? I don't know either.
That's in France.
Okay.
Hexagon MMA.
That's Floor Honey.
Yeah, I saw that she was fighting. She's fighting Stephanie Page.
Okay.
That's on July 9th.
Oh, coming up then.
Yeah.
Yeah, so lots to choose from, Dave, as you understand. But and Rue also says, what about Svetlana Gatsik? I can't think of who that is off the top of my head, Rue. So that is somebody that I'm actually unfamiliar with, and it seems potentially mixed up, as you said. I think you mentioned her in an article somewhere. Maybe I'm just forgetting who that is because there's a lot of people. But let me do a quick search on her. To do a shameless plug, I spoke to Irina Alexieva recently, who you could maybe be thinking of. She's in Bellator now, though, so she doesn't count this question. Yeah, I don't think I'm familiar with Svetlana, though, so I'll check her out. She's got a big old belt in this picture, but yeah, all right. So that is that. I think we got more than 6 out of the way. I know Stamina coming in with a rando Q, and love it. He asks, will Aga Nedvich ever fight again? Sportsman's bet, etc. I hope so, man. You want to talk about some seriously fast rising, legit flyweights? She was one of them. Cracked into the top 5 very quickly. If you remember, she beat Porto to get her title shot against Maya, and that's her only career loss. Hasn't fought since then. Has had like 2 kids, I think. Been being a mom, which is fine. You do your thing. She might not even be like 26 yet, so still very young. And she was very, very good for how quickly and she came onto the scene and how young she is and was. But yeah, I hope so. I mean, there was something she said about she wants to fight in KSW, which do it. Do it. Make it happen, KSW. Get this woman back in the cage. Somebody get her back in there. I would love to see that. She is very good. Especially if she can, get back to that form. So, man, it's been far too long since we've seen Nedvich. You remember her, right, Steve?
Yeah.
Yeah. Very good stuff there. So, yeah, hopefully. But all right. I think it might be Yusuf time, which I'm not excited for this week because there's some ridiculousness in here, Yusuf. But he's got a good one here first. a more realistic one. Less fantastical is this part. So,
all right. Rank from 5 to 1. Biggest threat to Rose. Whaley, Jan,
so
Marina,
the top 5.
Joanna, and Mckenzie Dern. Yeah, why isn't Carla in there? What the hell?
You know why.
What the hell, Yusuf?
All right, rank from 5 to 1.
You put Jan in there when Carla put work on that girl.
Well, there'd be no Jan slander while I'm around. I know, it's facts.
What kind of fuckery is that?
Oh man. Okay,
Carla
so
won.
Carlo won. Let's see, rank from 5 to 1. Whaley, Jan. Okay, so I'm gonna say here 5. So we'll start with 5. So who has the least
Jan.
Best chance? You are just now you're going for me now. Oh, there he is. There he is.
I care.
I'm still gonna stick with kind of this MMA math thinking, which I did recently when asked about this kind of stuff, right? Strawweight things like this with the strikers, I think it was. But having seen Rose already beat Joanna twice, clearly,
yeah,
I'm putting her at 5, which surely absurd to many, maybe, but is what it is. This is my choice. So Joanna at 5.
You have freedom to your own.
Yeah. And then I'm going to go Dern at 4, strictly based off of the grappling, right? If she manages to get her down. She showed she could do a takedown against Nina, which is good signs of improvement, but she was very wild. Rose will have a field day with her coming in like that on the feet. So 4, but she gets the edge over Joanna because her grappling is a nightmare for everybody except Verna. And then 3, I will go Xiaonan there. Marina at 2. Whaley still at number 1 for me. We've talked about that plenty since the fight happened. I don't need to explain myself anymore.
Right.
Still think she has the best chance. But yeah, I feel pretty good about it that way. You can kind of flip flop those last 3. You can switch the last 3 around, but I think Marina and Whaley have the best chance out of that 5. Carla, I would probably put somewhere in there too, but she's not a part of the question. So
Joanna at 5's wild.
I told you why. We've seen it. We've already seen it.
All right. So I'll go. We're starting at 5, right?
Yeah.
5. I'm putting Xiaonan at 5 because we can only go off of what we've seen from her last fight, and she got absolutely fucking worked by the girl who isn't even listed.
All right.
And then I'm going to go biggest threat to Rose. I think Joanna's a threat, dude. Like, still, if she just pulls her head out of her goddamn ass, we saw what she did to Whaley. Right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to go 5 is Xiaonan, 4 is Mckenzie Dern, just because there's a whole lot of questions up there with Dern. Of course, the ground game is phenomenal. It's great, but there's flaws in her takedown. Her takedowns pretty much non-existent, which is crazy. And then she still flails her arms a little bit and fucking goes all kinds of wild. So, I mean, somebody like Rose, like what Drake said, somebody like Rose will just
That'd be bad.
pick that apart. Number 3 is I want to put Joanna at 2, I think. So I'm gonna go Marina at 3. That would be a fantastic fight with Rose. I love that fight. Love to see that fight. But if we're going Joanna, the skill level, she's been a champion. She's lost and won again. She's fought the best. Look what she did against Whaley, who is both of our number 1. It's just a matter of her pulling her head out of her ass, I think, and getting that hunger again for a fight, getting up for a fight. I don't know what she needs, what that push is. I don't know if she'll ever get that push again. I don't know if she has that thirst and that hunger for a fight. Maybe that Weili fight took a lot out of her. I don't know. She got fucking beat up.
Yeah.
But I'll still put her at number 2. And then Weili, of course, reiterate what Drake just said. Weili, we've talked about her so much on the show. Weili's still number 1. I think that she can beat Rose. Still.
Nope. Yep. Definitely. So
Jimmy concurs with Drake just because she was on pace for 12 strikes per minute against Rose before the knockout. Well, I mean, there was very little time in between. You're on pace for 12 strikes per minute. You think that she was going to keep 12 strikes per minute through a 5-round fight against Rose Namajunas? Come on.
Never know.
Right.
Math.
Yeah. Ghost Fandom, my answer for the second question is... Oh, we're not on the second question yet. We'll get to that. Stamina says, as long as Dern is still throwing overhands with her eyes closed, she's never going to be number 1 threat to anyone serious in the combat shizzle. Shore up those holes, and it's game on, though. Absolutely agree with you,
Look
Stamina.
at Jandaroba.
Absolutely agree with you, but man, there's holes there. We talk about it every time that we talk about Mckenzie Dern. You can't not talk about that. As phenomenal as she's looked, as she's pulled shit out of her ass, and it's her fat ass, and it's looked great, right? But there's holes.
Yep, indeed. All right, moving on.
All right, Rose's footwork taxes her cardio longer the fight goes. My question is, if someone is grappling with her, can that slow footwork down? Well, she's not moving her feet when she's on her back and her ass.
Yes. And I mean, I don't even know if I would say that her footwork taxes her cardio.
I don't think it does
longer either, because we've kind of seen that as well. So
yeah, she is great. She's one of the best boxers in MMA.
And Moni has entered the chat.
Moni came in for Mckenzie Dern. Moni, I feel like you come in, but you don't talk. You're one of the quiet ones, and then we talk about Dern, and you're like, damn, I got you. My girl, Mckenzie, champ 2022. Sorry. How's baby Moni doing? That's what I'm more interested in. How baby Moni is doing.
Yeah. That mom life.
She's
lurking, she says.
Been a mom. Moni's been a mom.
I know.
This ain't her first rodeo.
New mom again. All right, so I have no idea what day it. She didn't even finish her sentence.
She's so tired. She can't even finish the sentence. Doesn't know what day it is. Doesn't know the month. Doesn't know the year. She's talking about 2022. Mckenzie Dern being champion. Could be this year for all we know.
Oh, don't hold your breath. But
oh my God.
All right. Oh, shit. Third question from Yusuf, a part of this set of questions. He asks, you think Kayla Harrison could become Ronda 2.0 with regards to striking? I think she's already past that.
Dude, she's better than Ronda was. I don't know if we forget how bad Ronda was at her striking. And I'm a Ronda Rousey fan. I love that girl. But her boxing was atrocious. And that had everything to do with her coaching and her not going to a gym where she can learn.
Yep. Pretty much.
So could Kayla Harrison be Ronda 2.0, she's better than Ronda Rousey at this point. In striking.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in judo, if we're going to be honest.
In MMA, period. In any kind of combat sport.
Well, I mean, she literally has better credentials. You know? She's got 2.
There's gold medals and everything.
Yeah. As for Rose, James comments on the Rose stuff.
Her footwork is susceptible to low kicks. Did you guys see how bruised up it was before the knockout?
You guys are really looking into that. I did not notice, but I'll have to check. We'll have to check back.
Yeah, I mean, I saw a very nice knockout from Rose.
I mean, she did. I remember her taking the leg kicks, of course, but I don't remember seeing crazy damage or anything.
Well, I mean, Whaley landed clearly, right?
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it would be a different fight the second time around, for sure. Like I said, Whaley would probably win the second fight.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be my pick until further reason not to.
Ghost Phantom says people need to realize this: when Rose steps into her range, her lead leg is there to chop down on. Okay.
Yeah, we'll see if they do. But anyway, thanks, Yusuf, for that first bundle. And now let's just get through these, I guess. A little ridiculous, just like the other time. Excited to see Stamina's reaction to this, but here we are.
Whose skill set comes out on top? Their height, the reach, the size, and the power are identical and are both in lightweight frame, which is also identical.
It just changes everybody so much. Like, they're all very different fighters then. Because, like, Jermaine, a very long and rangy fighter, well, not going to be the same if they're, equaled out. But,
dude.
Dern versus Primal Olenek. Like, I don't know. Should we even answer these? Jimmy's got it.
So
Stamina. So nobody likes these, Yusuf. So I think that we were practically right.
So dude, so I'm not really like the speechless type, right? Like, I don't know what to say. You still have lost me for words at this point. Like, I don't know what to say. Dern and Prime Olenek got me. Like, I went all the way down the line. Like, I read that out loud, and then I thought about it, and then I saw GDR McGregor. All right. Shevchenko and John Jones. Whoa. Suarez and Gregor, like, wrestler and wrestler. And then Dern and Prime Olenek, like,
very important.
Like, Prime Olenek and Mckenzie Dern. Fucking my head exploded. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to think. Like, I was lost.
Oh man.
And then he adds 5-1 most technically skilled fighters in the UFC. After all of that, like can we even think about who the top 5 technically skilled fighters are in the UFC after even trying to answer that?
Well, in all fairness, though, if you really do think about it, the entire premise of this fantasy matchmaking is technique, because everything's identical, right? So,
literally, like, identical in a lightweight frame. Yusuf even put lightweight frame.
So in that regard, like, honestly, when I see Shevchenko versus John Jones and all that in mind, I have no doubt in my mind that the Shevchenko skill set would win. So I'm fully confident in that.
So would you put GDR, Jermaine Durandamy beating McGregor? Because I guess I would. McGregor's not that good. Like he has one punch power and stuff.
Yeah.
He's
if it's all the same, then yeah.
Right. Okay, but, Suarez and Gillespie.
I mean, that's a pretty close one, I think, but I mean, Tatiana, I think she's shown to be Gregor's a good wrestler, but more dominant. She's been a more dominant wrestler. I mean, yeah, I guess, I mean, yeah, we saw in the last fight, the Diego Ferreira fight that, he had some trouble, on the ground and got out grappled a little bit. So just by that, I'll go Tatiana. And then Dern versus Olenek. I'm sorry, guys. We're ending up
you lost me at Dern and Prime. In Prime Olenek.
Yeah. But I think that Olenek has some sneakier submissions in his arsenal, obviously, but Dern is much more refined and accomplished in her jiu-jitsu, so I guess I would go with her. But on the feet, it's anyone's ball game. It's anything goes.
Wild. Yusuf went crazy on this question, and poor Moni. She's a mom, to a bunch of little kids, and she's got another little baby. She's too tired.
Stamina wants a petition.
Stamina's like, all right, so we need to go more women's MMA centric questions.
Yeah, I agree.
Going forward.
I agree. This is, you did it, Yusuf. You just put a halt to something. We're drawing a line here. But,
can we go back to true and false questions?
Yes, let's go back to those, buddy.
All right, so true or false? Jermaine Durandamy beats Conor McGregor.
I picked all the ladies on this.
Mckenzie Dern beats Prime Olenek.
That one's a toss-up, but yeah, sure. That one's ridiculous.
I can't get past it. I got past the other three. I can't get past Prime Mckenzie Dern versus Prime Olenek. Like, I can't get past that.
Yeah. And then 5 most technically skilled fighters in UFC. I mean, I'm not going to do an order for this, but off the top of my head, we got Stylebender, we got Wonder Boy, Valentina. There's 3 that come right to mind. There's multiple options. It says in the UFC. I don't know. I want to move on from this.
Dude, that last question fried my brain.
So,
like I was already tired, but now it's fried.
There we go. So, how are the Habs doing, Steve? What's an update on the game?
I think that's probably why I'm fucking like 5-1. They lost 5-1.
Oh shit. Yeah, that'll do it. So, thanks everybody for the questions in the Twitter mailbag today. Appreciate it greatly. Yeah, that was something. That was something. But
is that how we end our podcast?
We might as well just call it quits right here. But I am starting to run out of time, but it's okay. We do have just 3 short bits of news to get to, so we'll do that before we get out of here for the break from fights, you guys. So have fun with non-combative weekends.
There's
weekend coming up.
There's boxing coming up.
Oh, okay. Well, there's that if you're into that. Okay. But as for the news,
if you're into that type of thing,
now let me actually edit this real quick because now it has an answer to it.
Speaking of answers, let me look at my DM.
Good idea. But anyway.
Yep.
As for the news, here's
Old
one.
Man Campbell's probably sleeping. What the hell?
Yeah, right.
I thought MMA Yoda never slept.
Even Yoda needs sleep. But all right, here's one that was a pleasant surprise, Steve. Not the one I wanted, but I'll take it. I will take it.
Carolina has returned, I guess, against Jessica Penne. I'm not into this fight.
No?
I mean, like, I like Penne. I like Jessica. I'm not a big Carolina fan. Like, honestly, you know that. Like, I've
true, very true.
I've been pretty outspoken about her losing, and I mean, I was right every time. She's just an okay fighter. I think that Jessica's a better fighter. Carolina was just subpar, I guess. But she was ranked for so long, right?
Well, I think that Karolina Kowalkiewicz is the best example of a fighter getting probably passed up by the time, like the talent surpassing her.
True.
Like, I don't think she regressed that much. Like, she has.
Dude, she regressed.
She has, but I think also the talent really passed her by. And, we really saw that in her losses. So coming back for the first time since that Xiaonan beatdown, which was, brutal a while ago now. But, yeah. No, I like it, though, simply for the reason that, it's two fighters who we got veterans fighting, and they're at these points in their careers where we know they don't have a lot of time left, and yet James pretty much points it out. He said not the one Drake wanted, but the one that he needed exactly. Because I wanted Jessica versus Jin Yu Fry, but then they went and put Jin still doing this gatekeeper role against Gloria DePaula, which frustrates me. Two atomweight champs. I would have loved to see, two former Invicta atomweight champs going at it, Penne and Fry. Instead, we get Penne versus another Invicta alum, but Carolina. I'll take it. I will take it. And, maybe if it's Carolina could say, I don't know if she'll say it's a retirement fight, but hey, give you a little motivation by saying something like that. Because what it would be 4 in a row if she loses here? I'm not sure. But
4 in a row.
Oh, she's already lost 4. Okay, so
yeah,
definitely a must win for her then, for sure. And if she loses to Jessica, who has only been back for a fight now, got that win over Loopy, not great, not great. So, and that's nothing against Jessica, obviously, but just when you're looking at the state of things here, but I like it. I think it should be pretty fun. Jessica Penne fights generally pretty fun, as we saw. But
not sad at all, Jimmy. Just being honest, like I was quite happy with it. I thought that was the end of the Carolina thing, and here she is again.
Yeah, it looked like it. She got beat up badly in that one.
Yep. Yan Xiaonan put it on her, and it was beautiful. It was a great sight. And here she is. But like Stamina says, doesn't like the pairing, and rather, I think her return is a little premature, if even warranted at all. But at least Carolina is not at risk of getting her brain turned to sausage meat again.
Now watch. Jessica's going to dominate her on the ground and pound.
Exactly. Yep.
Which I would not be very surprised by. Honestly, I really wouldn't be. We know how crafty Jessica is with getting into advantageous positions, as we saw in her return. She still got it.
She got dumped on her ass, by the way.
That's not going to happen in this one. But yes.
Absolutely not happening in this fight. Ruth says, I don't think Carolina has regressed. More like the rest of the division has improved. That's fair. I agree with you and Drake when you guys say that. I agree with that. I'm not. I think that Carolina. I don't think that she loves MMA anymore, like what she used to. Like, it's hard getting your ass beat 4 fights in a row? That's tough, man.
Not
That's
fun.
tough. No.
Yeah. And also I like this fight too because it's like one that we probably should have saw, back when the division
A long
started.
time ago.
Yeah.
So long now.
They were both like top 6 for
I agree.
a long time.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that for sure.
So that's fun. But yeah, so that is one of 2 strawweight bouts that we got news of over the weekend, and that's at UFC 265, August 7th, now in Houston. So,
Houston.
Yeah.
At the end of August or in the middle of August? No, the beginning of August.
Start of it, yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll probably be there, which would be a fun one to see. But
hot ass Houston.
Hot ass Houston. It's hot ass Washington right now, man. As we talked
hot ass West Coast.
Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. But all right. I think actually you should be happy with this one, Steve, because I think we know how it's going to go. We know how this is going to go, and it'll be, you can finally get rid of the cockroach.
Yeah, the cockroach hopefully is gone. Carl Rosa will be fighting the human cockroach. Will be Carl Rosa versus the human cockroach on October 2nd at a UFC fight night. This is the goodbye to the human cockroach. I hope.
Carol Rosa should absolutely destroy her. Not really a fight that makes sense, but Carol's unfortunately had these issues with a lot of fight cancellations. And when I spoke to Jessica Del Boni, we talked about Carol a little bit. She said it was an eye injury or issue that canceled the Star Eubanks fight, right? That was supposed to be kind of soonish. So this one is now set for October, which is a long ways away. So hopefully it even happens. It very well might not because of Carol's track record. But when she does get in there, she's proven to be very, very good. Very, very good. And Betch.
How many fights did she have with Avila?
I think they had 4. It was like Ferguson and Khabib. Ferguson, Habib of bantamweight. They got canceled a bunch. It's not meant to be. So
no.
Betch is supposed to be. She retired, came out of retirement to retire again, to have a retirement fight.
We're talking about
from the
Carolina and Betch on the same night.
Yeah.
Terrible.
So now
we went from Yusuf's fuckery to talking about Carolina to talking about Betch. Where are we going? Where are we going next?
Yeah, I don't know, but rough retirement for Betch. That's we can leave it at that.
I hope so.
James says this fight makes no sense. Like the UFC just wanted to book Hosa or something for something. Pretty much.
But it's so far away, so it doesn't make any sense at all. Like when you look at it, the whole picture, that October 2nd date, that's all the way in the fall. We're barely in summer right now. That is so far away.
Yeah, seriously. So, we definitely shouldn't say much more about it then, because very well it might not happen. So, which is a bummer. And I mean, I guess, but I want to see Carol Hosa again. That's for sure,
same. So far away, and I really hope that fight just stays put. They get in the cage against each other, and Hosa just finishes this fuckery that is Betch Crab, and she can go do her little happy dancing on the beach or whatever she wants to do.
Whatever she needs to do. All right. But as you saw, spoiled it a little bit, and we already teased it earlier anyways. Sam Hughes has another fight.
Oof. Against Loopy, though. Is Sam Hughes the next one to get slammed on her head? Like, Loopy's a gangster.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And,
again, October 7th, so far away.
Very far away. And Sam Hughes just can't catch a break in terms of tough matchups. Of course, as a strawweight, there are a lot of tough matchups that you're just going to have naturally. But Yeah, after going back and watching the Loma fight, because I remember I didn't watch it live, but I did end up catching it. Yeah, she did kind of better than a unanimous decision, I think, across the board. Would like without seeing it would suggest without somebody giving it to her, but she did pretty all right against Loma. Like she definitely didn't win, but
Loma's tough though.
Yeah. And then taking on somebody like Loopy, who can do a pretty good amount of everything. Yeah, definitely another tough one. And we mentioned Jessica Penne earlier. They fought each other in Jessica's return and Loopy's debut. Many people think Loopy should have won that, and I think I even did score it for her, even though I do love me some Jessica Penne. Just got to be objective about it. So a very close fight and one that could have gone either way.
Won that shit.
So yeah, here she is looking to rebound a ways away, October 7th.
So far. They telling me they couldn't have made this fight for sometime in August.
Who knows? But yeah, no, I'm fine with this matchmaking. Though you think about like two prospects who are still very early in their UFC runs. It's tough for Hughes because of she's already got 2 losses and how she kind of came in. But yeah, I'm fine with this matchup. And so is Stamina. He says it's vibey matchmaking. Me like. How about that? It's the Stamina seal of approval. I feel like we don't get those too often.
Not very often. James, I think that's a yes. Tisha was able to tee off on her. So Godinez is naturally aggressive. Big trouble for Sam Hughes. And I mean, but she did well. She's tough. Do we see Loopy slamming her like she did with Jessica Penne? No, I don't see that happening. Like that was some awesome batshit crazy shit that we don't see in very often, right? Do I think that happens? Probably not. Maybe she'll go for one, but she can't. There's no way that she keeps getting them. Shit like that doesn't keep happening.
Well, you got to remember that was also from a flying triangle attempt from Jessica, which was awesome, but then it didn't pay off.
Yeah, that's true.
Like Sam Hughes ain't going to be throwing up anything like that.
No, she actually wants to strike, which is a really tough thing to do against Loopy, right?
Yeah. Yeah, indeed. So, all right. Well, on that note, we can, that's all the news. That is all the news for the weekend, you guys. Just a little bit, and we actually stretched this episode out pretty darn good here. So
Stamina said, "No, not too often. If you get them from me all the time, they become meaningless.
Very true.
Perfectly balanced, as all things should be, in the words of a misunderstood Titan."
Attaboy. All right. With all that in mind, you guys, we have reached the end once again, right around the 2-hour mark. Don't forget, follow us, like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell, all that good stuff. At Drake Riggs _, at Steve K _MMA, at the Scrap News. You know what to do. Steve?
Please just do it.
Just do it. Anything at all. Did you put out that article? If you did, I didn't see it.
No, I did not put out
all right.
that article. Shit going on this week. Been busy, man. Really busy.
Lots going on. So for me, though, as I mentioned, I got that Jessica Del Boni chat out now. Spoke to Verna Jandiroba. Was it yesterday? Actually, spoke this yesterday morning. Fantastic stuff with her. She is amazing as usual. So you can check that out this week, probably when it is out, but still in the process of cleaning everything up. And Irina Alexieva, like I said, that's on the way this week as well. Good. The Russian Ronda, that's her nickname.
The Russian Ronda.
Yeah, the Russian Ronda, which she doesn't really like that nickname. So
there's a Spanish Ronda too. Unbelievable. We can't. Come on. We gotta stop this.
So yep, that's on the way. And then Broaden Horizon episode 9 will be finishing up here in 17 minutes. Actually, I will be finalizing that order. 17 minutes.
17 minutes.
17 minutes. And that'll be sure to drop this week as well. So you can look forward to that. You guys, Brun Rising episode 9, 4 guest lineup, 4-3. Let's see what happens here, depending on how things play out for reasons. But
I love Broaden Horizon.
Thanks, buddy. I love it too. So yeah, I think that's about it. Closing out the month here, which keeping it light. So don't have anything else scheduled aside from what we have in 17 minutes. So
17 minutes.
Yeah. And then UFC 264 next week will be on the ground once again in hot Vegas too. Everywhere's hot during the summer. McGregor Poirier 3. Send me your questions if you want anything like that for the fight week festivities.
I don't even know who's on that card.
Wonder Boy and Gilbert.
Wonder Boy.
Yana and Aldana.
I am good. Wonder Boy. Oh, man.
Yep, Wonder Boy's back next week, you guys. So all that's going on. But yeah, stamina, strengthen the spam filters on the mailbag for next week, please, and thanks. Yes, maybe we will have to do that. I have a
feeling Yusuf's been pretty quiet since you guys roasted him. It wasn't even me this time. It was everybody.
I don't think he's said anything since then. But
crickets. Yusuf crickets. Don't get that very often.
Mainly for Yusuf. But all right. Anyway, Steve, let's send it on home. I gotta go pee and get ready for this next show.
Drake has to pee.
I do. My bladder's full.
All right, my guys. Thank you for joining us, and girl, and whomever else. I don't know. Thank you for joining us on a weekly basis. We appreciate you and your questions and comments and concerns. We love everything about you. You make this show go. Without you guys, there is no Drake and I. I say that every week, but I firmly believe it. As usual, Ghost Phantom, the usual suspects were here. Of course, Rain, James, Yusuf was here, and his crazy questions. Chuck was here. WMMA Scene now. Samina, Jimmy, Ro, Radical Rosh, Alvin, Moni showed up for once.
Head Kick Steve.
Head Kick Audio Steve. Ghost Phantom.
Chuck was here.
The Chuck. Whoever else, I don't know who else I'm missing. But all the lurkers like Moni, I know you lurk. Thank you for watching us as well. We appreciate you. Until next week, have a great weekend without the UFC. Go enjoy life. Get out of the MMA sphere of shit. Go enjoy life. Do stuff with your family. Tell your loved ones you love them. Give your grandma a hug. Do what you got to do. Live a fulfilling life, guys. MMA isn't all life, right? Love you guys. Take care.
Peace.